Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this summit for inviting me here today. Let me introduce myself. I'm Shweta, working as an AI scientist in Cure.ai. Today, I'm here to present my work on automated parsing of clinical radiology reports using rule-based NLP algorithm. My talk is particularly relevant to those who work in data science related to medical field or who wanted to challenge machine learning based NLP versus rule based NLP. I know most of you here are wondering on why the talk is on rule-based NLP, which is old, given that advanced machine learning methods and neural network models are developing progressively and giving marvelous results on the wide variety of data. But trust me, by the end of this talk, you will definitely try rule-based approaches in your domain. If not, at least hybrid methods you'll go. That is, mix of both rule-based and machine learning-based methods. Yeah. And before going into detailed presentation, I would like to introduce the company which I am working so that I can explain why NLP is relevant to us and why we want more accurate algorithms as mentioned before. I work I before as mentioned before, I work in Cure.ai, which develops artificial intelligence algorithms for radiology. And we work on various radiological scans like chest x-rays and CTs and HCTs, CTAs and MRIs for prediction of critical and relevant findings. If you take any part of the world, the number of radiologists who can read these scans to the scans generated are very less. Therefore, these kind of AI algorithms are helping to reduce the burden on physicians, radiologists, and also improves patient health. Then you might obviously get a question like, if we are working on images, why do we require automatic parsing of medical reports? Yes, I will answer that. We require that because we have plenty amount of scans related to each modality for training deep learning models. For example, here as I have shown, for chest X-rays, we have at least 1.5 million images, and for head CT, we have at least 300,000 scans. Uh, Okay, if we have scans and why do we require reports? Yeah, for that, if we only use images from the source where we got the images for training of deep learning algorithms, then it is our responsibility to label each scan by the radiologist separately. Each scan labeling per abnormality by the radiologist will take at least 5 minutes because the radiologist has to go entire scan slice by slice and understand if the abnormality is present or not. So at least it will take at least 5 minutes. With the date of HCT scans we have, it will sum up to 3 years. Obviously, we do not want to waste this much of our valuable time and also radiologist time. Therefore, in addition to the images, we also collected radiologist reports. Uh, and then what is parsing of reports, right? But the collected in radiologist reports are very huge, obviously, and they are in unstructured format. That is, they are pure plain text with different grammatical formations, various abnormality names, different types of abnormalities based on the regions of brains. In if we take head CT radiologist reports. And one more note on unstructured text notes that are contained within the medical electronical medical record, that is medical database in hospitals, are recognized as a rich but difficult to access source of medical information. We understood that addressing this has been a goal of clinical informatics for decades, and therefore we developed a natural language processing algorithms to automatically extract structured information from EMRs in a well described format. Yeah, and then our training, coming to our AI algorithm training, how do we use NLP? So this is the workflow of our developed AI algorithms. Now we have radiology scans and radiology reports. Now these radiology scans are pre-processed into a format which is consumable by the deep learning algorithms. So once we have radiology images, so we do require ground truths or gold standards for those scans. That is, for if we are training an algorithm to predict any particular abnormality, the ground truth will be that particular abnormality is present in a scan or not. So that can be generated by the NLP algorithm. So the developed NLP algorithm will run on those scans, and the output will be the labels in our deep learning algorithms. So then, obviously, using this ground truths, we train and test the deep learning algorithms. And other use cases apart from the training the AI algorithms, NLP also can be used for clinical research or validation studies by selecting the required number of scans from hospitals using its report and then validating the algorithm performance on them. And also it can be used for educational purpose like retrieving the particular type of scans from the database and studying how they can vary patient to patient. Then coming to why passing reports is non-trivial. Yeah, now the question is it easy to develop an NLP for a particular abnormality? If not, what kind of difficulties we face? I know most of you here don't understand what is present on the slide in the sentences. I will try to explain it in simple terms. Right side is the label intracerebral hemorrhage, actually means bleed in the brain. So now the aim is to understand if it is yes or no by seeing all the sentences. So let's divide this into two steps. Step one, make our computer understand the synonyms of bleed, which are hemorrhage and hematoma. And the step two, and make it understand actually what is the meaning of inside the brain. So also teach the computer the brain parts. So, for example, take this first sentence. Area of hematoma with some measurements seen in left gangliocapsular region and left corona radiata, as gangliocapsular region and the left corona radiata are the parts of the brain, and hematoma is a synonym of the hemorrhage, so it is actually intracerebral hemorrhage. Coming to the second sentence, the right periorbital subgaleal hemorrhage. Hemorrhage is present, which is bleed synonym, and but subgaleal is the external part of the brain. So obviously, this is not intracerebral hemorrhage. And coming to the third sentence, it is actually ambiguous even in the medical dictionary because it is not even a hemorrhage or bleed, though hemorrhagic area's name is present in it. Therefore, out of the three sentences mentioned in the hemorrhage and its synonyms, the correct answer is the first sentence. So this is why passing reports is non-trivial. So because even though the similar names are present, actually it might not be true that label that name is corresponding to that label or not. So it is not as easy as grep and getting the labels. So we have to have a proper NLP algorithms. So before developing these NLP algorithms, we had two options. One is machine learning and the other is rule based. For developing a machine learning algorithm, we require a huge amount of data with annotation of an abnormality to the report. Whereas in rule-based algorithm, we should manually create the rules. Once the algorithm is developed, it is easy to interpret the results produced in the rule-based compared to that of machine learning. Suppose if we require an addition of the new tag in rule base, it is easy because the extra work is just to add or modify the existing rules. Whereas in ML based algorithms, the data should be re-annotated according to the new abnormality. Therefore, the work will be high in the machine learning based algorithm. And in accuracy wise, the rule base produces a good accuracy if we have the accurate rules. But in machine learning, it depends on various terms. So for our domain, so we felt that it is actually easy to create the rules. And for if new abnormality addition, the same rules will be applied for the new abnormality. So we went with rule based after trying machine learning algorithms. In the rule-based algorithms, so we have to make the computer understand the following knowledges. The first one among them is morphological knowledge of the words, which means if in the as shown in the slide, infarct or infarction is there. If in both names are there in the report, the NLP should treat them as the same. Similar, so even the hemorrhage, bleed, extradural, epidural. So these are the synonyms to each other. So therefore, we should make a rule to understand the computer to both are same. And it is also highly important to have the knowledge of understanding whether an abnormality is absent. That is, syntactical knowledge is also required. From the examples here, the NLP should understand which abnormality is ruled out, which that is which abnormality is not there, and so here there are three examples written. Contusions is an abnormality name, so ruled out means it is absent. No intracranial hemorrhage, so that is absent. Bleed with intraventricular extension, so bleed is present, it is not absent. So we should understand, make the our model understand which is how how a sentence will be formed to make such that abnormality is absent. That kind of syntactical knowledge should be given to the model. So coming to the semantical knowledge, as we observe many sentences with mentioning of the hemorrhage, that is bleed, in a particular anatomy. Therefore, rule should understand where the hemorrhage is to result, which type of hemorrhage. Suppose if the hemorrhage is in the brain, it is called intracerebral hemorrhage. If the bleed is in the outer part of the brain, that is outer part of the hemisphere, that is forks or subdural part, that is called subdural hemorrhage. So we should give the model which anatomy is corresponding to what kind of bleed. So coming to the again, before constructing the rules, the clinical report is pre-processed in a standardized manner such that these are segmented by using standard approaches based on white spacing and punctuation. A generic set of stop words, several radiology specific phrases, example CT and the radiologist's signature and other details, and disclaimer and other non-informative characters like underscore, hyphen, comma should be removed. And text was converted to the lower case and words were stemmed, that is extracting the root of the words. Then rules are created as mentioned or shown in the slide. The first abnormality name is blunted CP angle. So it's a abnormalities in chest X-rays. So the reports will be like CP angle is obliterated. Hazy-Costoferic angle. So all these sentences are related to the blended CP angle. So these kind of state mission is defined as a rule for the model such that blended CP angle is detected. And again, the second example is mass effect. It is an abnormality in HCT reports. Again, so we will collect what are the bunches of sentences that can form the mass effect, and accordingly, we will create a state mission for the mass effect as well. And coming to the negation detection, yeah, so it is also as explained before. So syntactical knowledge is also important. Coming to the in that negation is extremely important. So it is like we are, because here our AI algorithms require yes or no for a particular abnormality. So we shouldn't label a scan if as if actually the radiologist has reported no in the report. So because if we do so, the AI algorithm will confuse, the deep learning models will confuse and result in a very bad accuracy. Therefore, it is important for a scan is for a deep learning algorithm to understand whether a scan is normal or abnormal. Therefore, we simulated patterns for negation detection. Here are the example sentences and the corresponding state machine or rules. Yeah, now, yeah. So after developing our given those rules to our rule-based algorithm, now it's time to discuss about the results. So we manually annotated a test set of 1878 HCT reports, and the distribution is similar to our algorithmic development set of NLP, and the results of our internal test set are here. So the left side is all those tags for which we developed natural language processing algorithms. And the second column is like number of positives, and the remaining obviously 1878 minus 207 are the negatives of intracranial hemorrhage. The sensitivity of our developed algorithms or rules is described very well in the second and third columns. So if you see, so everything, the abnormality is performed so good. So every tag, both sensitivity and specificity is greater than 0.95. So this is our internal test set. So and it is also important to understand the results on our external test set. That is, we haven't seen that external test set while developing the NLP algorithm. So we tried collecting a random subset of 978 HCT reports from external source, which means we haven't applied any NLP algorithm. I mean, we haven't derived rules from this external source. So we therefore we directly tested on this dataset to understand the generalizability of our algorithm. And the result again on the external test set shows like this. So everything is above 0.9, so which shows our developed NLP algorithm is very accurate and also useful for training our AI algorithms. Coming to the other machine learning based algorithms in the same domain. So we have read a paper, we have seen a paper which reported how the machine learning algorithms are developed for this same domain. They have taken 96,303 reports from the HCT corpus, and then they divided it into 1,004 reports from the HCT corpus plus reference standard labels. and 95,299 are unlabeled reports. So obviously, as I said before, machine learning requires lot of annotated data, which is actually very difficult to acquire in the medical domain. So therefore, these people also used only 1,004 reports which are manually labeled. And from this bag of words, using bag of words, latent Dirklet allocation word embeddings are used for the report featureization to extract features from these reports. And then lasso logistic regression is applied for the qualitative model semantic analysis, concept clustering, and the quantitative model accuracy. Then now it's time to compare our both and rule-based NLP algorithms versus machine learning based algorithms. So here we'll take AUC sensitivity, specificity of average AUC, average sensitivity, average specificity of the algorithms. So our rule-based algorithm has given an average AUC of 0.99, which is almost to 1, and average sensitivity is 98.41, and average specificity is 99.56, which is equals to 1. So, and the other machine learning based algorithm has given an average AUC of 0.95, which is also good, but for you, so for our domain, so it is not required to use machine learning algorithms. It is sufficient, so which proves rule based algorithm is sufficient, and the average sensitivity of our uh, uh, of machine learning based algorithm is also tend to very low when compared to the rule based algorithms, which is 90.25, and the average specificity is 91.79. So which proves our algorithm is actually performing well. So we do not need to go for advanced machine learning based algorithms. So which reduces the effort of annotating and re-annotating if a new algorithm NLP has to be generated. So it's just that using the same rules, we will form a new NLP algorithm. So entire uh, work or labor is reduced. Therefore, let's go for the therefore we went for the rule-based algorithms for our training of AI algorithms and also for validation of AI algorithms. So yeah, these are the references that I have used for the presentations. Yeah, if you can go through these references, if you have any questions, you can contact me to my mail ID shweta.tanmala@cure.ai. And thank you.